What's up everyone? Welcome. My name is Natasha and today I'm going to be showing you my quick, glowy, kind of easy makeup look I do when, most of the time actually, when I need to go somewhere but I don't want to spend too much time. There's no foundation and there's no eye makeup other than mascara. Let's get started. First I'm going to be using the Thrive Cosmetics Infinity Waterproof Liner and going right into my brows. I have quite a bit of brow hair as it is, so I don't need to do too much. I really just like to fill them in and darken them just a tiny bit. So I like to start here in the middle of the brow and just kind of follow along to the natural shape I already have. I'm really doing this just to darken them and fill them in because I do have lighter hair. Once I get like a basic filled in here, I like to take a spoolie and brush it out and just re-look to see how the shape's going. And I don't worry if it's too messy because I'm just going to clean it up with concealer anyways. So I'm just brushing it up. I like to have a more bushy, natural-esque looking brow. I definitely like when my brows are darker than my hair. Go back in and fix any spots that we missed or any gaps. And it's really just a process, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so once I get my basic structure down for each of the brows, it's super messy right now, I know, bear with me. Then I'm going to take in my concealer and I'm going to cut it out. Since today I'm doing a more natural light coverage look, I'm not going to make them too structured and too shapely. I'm just going to kind of go in, clean up my messy lines, and I'm okay if I have a few hairs growing in and out because I like my brows to be a little bit more bushy. I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer. And then this BH number 9 brush, I believe it was in their Rose Gold collection. A little bit of concealer on that. And then just go right under and start carving it out, cleaning it up. And I'm going to take from the same collection the number 6 brush. And just kind of blend that out, smooth it out. And go slow, go bit by bit. You don't want to go in really heavy with the concealer and cut and then your line is uneven or you don't like the shape. I always go light and I just keep going back and forth until I get it exactly how I'd like it. Spoolie it back out. And then I'm going to go in just a little bit more. And then the same thing just on the other side. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think they look alright. So now I'm going to move on to my face. So I'm not going to be wearing any foundation, but I still want to prime my face and I still want to add a bunch of moisturizer to my face because I am going to be adding some cream products and a couple powders. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime with this hydrating primer from Laura Mercier. I also really like the Protect one that has sunscreen in it, but I'm not really going to leave my house for the rest of the day, so I'm just going to do this hydrating one. Just a little bit on my fingers. Might even be too much. I'll put it on my neck. And just on my cheeks, on my forehead, do some on my neck. Alright. I'm gonna rub that in. primer is so nice. It basically just feels like I'm putting another moisturizer on my face, but it lasts all day and it doesn't make me feel like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, even if I am wearing a ton of makeup. So that's nice. Okay, so this next step I'm gonna do is, for me and everyday, I think is a little over the top and is optional. I personally have more dry skin, and so I like to look really luminous, really dewy, almost sweaty at some points, because normally I look so just dried out. This right here is one of my favorite products ever. It's the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. It doesn't really have too much of a pigment in it. It blends right in. It just makes you look dewy and luminous and just shining. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on all the high points of my face, just like I would a concealer, and then blend it out as an additional primer. So just some on my chin, up my nose. This middle part of my forehead is always a favorite. We're gonna go into the cheekbones and up in this area on both sides. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and bounce it out. So I don't know if you could tell on camera, but that instantly brightens up my face. It brings light to it, it's shining it off. It makes me look a lot more hydrated, a lot more moisturized, a lot more glowy. Sometimes even if I'm in a hurry and I can only do one thing, I'll throw this on all over my face and that's enough for me. It makes me feel like even if I don't have any makeup on, at least people think I have my life together and I'm super healthy and my skin looks great. Now I'm using the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked. And I'm just going to put it right in here, a little bit on my forehead and a little bit under my lip to make it a bit poutier, a bit bigger. I know usually online and on Instagram when you see people do this, they, you know, ding 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 ding, draw up their whole face and then go in. Personally, I like to go section by section because I work a little bit slower and it helps me, so I don't want something to dry and then it makes it harder to blend out and stresses me out. So I just go slow, blend it out, and that's it. So I'm going to take a little bit firstly and put it just right in here on my cheekbone. I'm going to take this Eco Tools Seamless Stippling Brush. It's a duo fiber brush. It is my favorite brush for blending out cream products on my cheeks. It just works the best for me. And I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of the Pixie Glow Mist just to help blend it out and add even more luminosity to my face. So I'm just going to go in, kind of snatch up my own hairs, and just push the product up. I don't want to push any of it down at all. Every movement I'm doing is either going to be going sideways like this or upwards, but all together upwards, because first we don't really want to pull our face down because that causes wrinkles. And secondly, we want it to lift our face. We don't want it to cause shadows that pull our face down. That's the point of contouring and bronzing in general. And then I'm just going to move on to the rest of my face. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pull up my own hair and work the product upwards. You want to make sure to get it up in your hairline because, well, your scalp is white. And I'm going to do just a little bit right under here in my chin to cause a shadow to make this look a little bit up more and my jaw just a little bit more cut. Alright, now that I got this nice bronzy base going, I'm going to go in with my concealer. The reason why I like doing my concealer after I do my cream bronzing contour product is because if I go overboard, if I bring it down too low, or on the forehead or in the cheeks, I can go in with my concealer and clean it up. And if you do your concealer first and then you go in with your bronzer, if you make any mistakes, it's going to get a little muddy. It's harder to fix the concealed areas than it is to fix the bronzed areas, in my opinion. So next I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer at the moment. This is the Becca Aqua Luminous. I'm going to do a little bit on my chin, my nose, and my forehead, and then I'm going to go to my under eyes. And I really need very minimal product here. Same design, just right up in here. And I'm not really doing this for coverage as much as I'm doing it just to balance everything out so it doesn't look stark underneath here and nothing else on the rest of the face. Alright, so then I'm going to move to my under eyes, and same as when I did the contour, don't feel pressured to draw all your concealer on and then go in and blend it out. Personally, I find that I get myself more creases and I don't like the way it blends out more, and I get more stressed out and I don't take as much time when I do it all. So I'm going to do just one eye, blend it out, and then go over to the next eye, put it on, blend it out. And I'm not using very much product. I'm really using little product under my eyes because I'm not going to set it. I found with this concealer, I really don't have to set it if I don't use too much. And if it does get a little creasy throughout the day, I can just take my finger, pat it out, and it's fine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. Get down my nose, up over, and I'm just going to swipe over my eyelid real lightly. Just because we carved out the brow, so there's a little bit up top, and I have quite red eyelids. It's not going to cover it completely, but that's fine. It's just going to balance it out. And then it looks great. It's luminous. It still shows a little bit of my darkness, but that's fine. It's not really going to kind of crease up. If it does, I can just push it out, and it's going to last all day. Same thing to this other eye. So I'm going to take a tiny bit. Boom, boom. Same process. Don't forget to take your sponge and kind of press right in here. Not necessarily swipe, but kind of press right in here. A lot of people forget, and we have like kind of a darkness right here that can make your eye seem sunken in further and darker. And just take a little pat, pulls a little concealer, a little foundation, whatever, covers it up. Alright, so for concealer, for me, that's it. If you want to clean up a little bit under here, you can do a little bit. Sometimes I'll just take my sponge, go like this, kind of does the work for it, pat it around. I think it looks great. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of cream blush, just to add a little bit color and luminous. It doesn't really add too much pigment, but I like it as something to hold my blush once I do put it on. I'm going to take this ColourPop F9 Duo Fiber brush. I really love Duo Fiber stippling style blushes when I'm working with cream products more than a regular brush. For me, I wasn't really able to manipulate and work with cream products really well until I started using a Duo Fiber brush, and then it just kind of like mind blown, worked so much better. I didn't have any issues with it anymore. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. This is the Beach Stick in the shade Moon Beach. Very peachy. Oh, it kind of matches the background with a little bit of gold reflex in it. It smells like really good, actually. Kind of minty. So I'm just gonna take it, run it on that brush. You'll be able to see it builds up the product. And then I'm just gonna take it and swirl it lightly on both of my cheeks and kind of up in this area more too. Maybe a tiny bit over my nose. Like I said, it doesn't add a lot of pigment, but it does just enough. So really light and really light pressure. Almost like I'm like trying to like tickle my face or something. And then go back in a little bit more. Same thing on the other side. Alright, so after that, I'm actually going to add a couple powder products to my face. A bronzer, a blush, a highlight, and then we're pretty much done. I like to use a luminous bronzer personally, just all the time. If you don't like a luminous bronzer, use a matte bronzer. If you don't have a luminous bronzer, There's lots of bronzer toppers. So today I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze. I bought the mini one because these bronzers are like $60 and I didn't want to buy it and not like it, especially with the bronzer, because there's only so much I could do with that. I could use it as an eyeshadow, but that would have been a huge eyeshadow. So I got this mini one and I actually really do like it, so I probably will get the big one, but whatever. So I'm going to take a Morphe M527 brush, just get it all in there, tap it off, and I'm not going to be sloppy with it necessarily, but I'm just kind of throwing it on, just warming up my face. I'm not going for super structured contour. I just want to give life to my face, bring an all over bronze to it. So just go right in. And same with the pressure. I'm using really light pressure with my brushes on my face because I don't want to put too much pigment down too fast. I like to slowly work with it. Put a little bit more. Go into this side. Do the same thing. Do just a little bit sides of my nose. Take it under my chin. Jawline, my neck. All over my earrings. Alright, really blend that out. And that's good for me. It just adds a little bit of life back to my face. Throw it on pretty fast, pretty quick. Usually when I'm getting ready, I'm not explaining everything, so I'm just whipping things on real fast, throwing things around. So next I'm going to go in with a powder blush. I have a couple different options today, whatever your preference is. I usually go for a more peachy blush. Not super cool tone pink, a more warm pink peach. I think today I'm going to go in with this Melt Cosmetics blush in the shade Honey Thief. It is a peachy color. It really matches this background too. And just dust it lightly over my cheeks and like my nose area, and then up on the sides as well, just so I look really flushed. And this is a Real Techniques blush brush. And I don't mind bringing my blush further in this way, because when you naturally flush, you don't naturally flush just right in here. You flush, you know, throughout your whole face. And so I like having a little bit right here. Make it look like I was doing a little workout, or I just went on a run, or who knows what. All right. So my base is pretty much done. All I have left is highlight. I like adding that after I set my face because I want everything to settle in, and then I can see if I really want to go in and add highlight or not. Sometimes because I do use a lot of luminous products on my base and throughout everything, I really don't need a highlight at the end because I am already all over so luminous. It's really if I just want to pop off. I'm going to set my eyebrows with the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in just clear. It looks like glue on the brush when you take it out, but it goes on really nice, and my eyebrows do stay in place the majority of the day when I use this. Just run it right through there. It does dry clear, even though it doesn't necessarily look clear. Alright, so then I'm going to set my face. After I set my face, I'm going to do my mascara, my highlighter, and my lip. I like to set my face kind of in the middle here. Before I do my mascara, definitely, because I don't want it to transfer. I don't want it to weigh my lashes down. And before I do my lip, just because to me the lip is like the ultimate last step, pulls everything together. So today I'm going to set my face with the Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. The spritzer on this is so light, it doesn't even feel like it's touching your face. I feel like I kind of have to like go in on it, but that's whatever, it's fine. It's a really nice spray, it feels good, it doesn't break me out, it makes my makeup last longer, makes me look good. Kind of let that dry. Oh, it feels nice, it's like refreshing. Take my sponge, just press it in, go over everything while I'm letting that dry. Okay, so I'm going to curl my lashes using just my Tweezerman eyelash curler. Alright, so I went ahead and did my mascara. I used the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara and the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. All that's really left on my face is highlight. I think I am going to add a little bit of added highlight today just cause, and my lip. So let's go in and do my highlight. I'm going to take this Morphe 501 brush, And let's do this Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight. It's gorgeous. It's gonna take a little bit, top it off, and just go right in on the high points. And up in this area like this. Blend it down and out, up. Same thing on the other side. This highlight is so long. And then up the nose. I like it right in between my brows here in this middle area. On my lip, my chin. I get my ears, because why not? And I think looks pretty good, pretty highlighted if you want. I usually don't do this because I feel like I have more hooded eyes. I don't want to pull them forward anymore, but you can run a little bit, bam, 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 under the brow bone, in the inner corner. So I'm done with highlight, done with everything. All I have left is the lip. So on days like these, I usually go super fast, throw on like a chapstick, a gloss, a little bit of lip liner, that's it. Because if it fades throughout the day, who really cares? I could throw on just a plain nude lip gloss, not a big deal. If I really want to like fake it and make people think I did a lot more work than I actually did, I'll throw on a bold lip, like a bright red lip or a pink lip, and then it like kind of gives the impression I did a lot more than I really did. Today I think I'm just going to do a nude. I'm going to line my lips first. I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Liner in the shade Uptight. This is my perfect, like my lips but better lip liner color. So if I'm really trying to just be basic, I use this mainly just on my top lip. I kind of overline and clean up my bottom lip. I don't have a super defined lip line, especially in this part of my mouth. So I just go in, clean it up, make it a little bit bigger up top just to balance the bottom, and then I'm going to go in with my lipstick. When I line my lips, I like to start in the middle here, right at my Cupid's bow area, and carve that out. Get that the shape I want it first, and then I fill in the edges. I don't go from here to here, I go from here to here. These liners are so smooth, they go on really easy. You could sharpen them however sharp you want them. They're easy to clean up, and even though they are really easy to clean up and really smooth and go on really nicely, they really do last and stay. The majority of the day. I would say if you eat something, it's really not going to stay because you're eating. But if you're just, you know, talking, drinking your water, going on your day, it's going to last. Alright, so after I get my general line in there, it's not perfect, no one is. I think I'm going to go in with these two Bare Mineral lipsticks, one in the shade Sex Pot and the other in the shade Honey Bun. They're very similar peachy pinky nudes. One's a little bit darker than the other. And not a lot, I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle, blend it out. These lipsticks are super creamy, super shiny. These lipsticks don't necessarily last all day. Definitely not going to last if you eat something, but they're the most comfortable in my opinion. I love the nude collection. It's beautiful. They have really darks to really lights. Super comfortable, not too expensive. I love it. Same with this one. I'm going to do just a little bit in the middle, blend it out. Use your finger, a brush, Q-tip, your lips, whatever. Alright, and then I just have my nude lip on. So you can choose to leave it like this if you just like plain cream lipstick. This is a little bit more shiny. I'm going to add a gloss on top. I wear a gloss probably every single day unless I'm wearing a bold lip, but even then I'll try to pull off a gloss as well. I'm going to use the Fenty Gloss Bomb Universal. It's one of the best glosses, one of the best gloss formulas. One of my favorite glosses. You don't need it a lot. It stays, it's not sticky, it looks great. It really does go super universal for most people, I think. Smells great. Okay, so I went in with the Fenty gloss. Loving the way it looks. So now I'm looking at myself, checking everything over. But I think that's it. Alright, this is the finished look. Very luminous, very glossy, easy to maintain, easy to keep up throughout the day, easy to throw on in the morning. I'm going to have all the products listed in the description bar down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.